Welcome. In this session, I'm going to continue questions from the level 2. So the next question from the level 2 is question number 20. So Bowman's glands are found in. So here, don't confuse with Bowman's capsule that we see in case of excretory system or in kidneys. So these Bowman's glands are present in olfactory epithelium. They're located in olfactory epithelium, and they are also called olfactory glands. And the function of these Bowman's glands is they produce mucus onto the surface of epithelium. So you can see in this picture, so all this is the mucus layer, and here is the Bowman's gland. So this is the Bowman's gland located, and it releases a mucus onto the olfactory epithelium. So here the answer, Bowman's glands are found in juxtamedullary nephrons. So no, they are not the case. Then not even in external auditory meatus or cortical nephrons. So answer is olfactory epithelium. So that is B option is the right option. Next question. Which one of the following does not act as a neurotransmitter? So here the first one, the first option, that is cortisone. So this cortisone is a synthetic corticosteroid hormone. Is a corticosteroid hormone, and this is used to treat arthritis, then allergic reactions, breathing problems, and certain cancers. Okay, so next, these norepinephrine, epinephrine, and acetyl cholines. So these are will be hormones, as well as they also act as neurotransmitters. Whereas the acetylcholine is a neurotransmitter, whereas cortisone is only a synthetic hormone. So this one does not act as neurotransmitter. So cortisone is, it will not act as a neurotransmitter, but norepinephrine, epinephrine, and acetylcholine, so all the three will act as neurotransmitter. So the right option, that is A, cortisone. The next question, which of the following is the 10th cranial nerve? So here the first option, the first one is a trigeminal nerve. So this trigeminal nerve is fifth cranial nerve. This pneumogastric nerve is also called vagus nerve. The other name for vagus nerve is pneumogastric nerve, and this is 10th cranial nerve. Is 10th cranial nerve. And coming to glossopharyngeal, so this is 9th cranial nerve, and the trochlear will be 4th cranial nerve. So this is 4th cranial nerve. So here the trochlear nerve is also called pathetic nerve, is also called pathetic nerve, right? And the trigeminal nerve is a mixed nerve. Then the vagus nerve is also a mixed nerve, so that is it is both sensory and motor. Then the glossopharyngeal is also a mixed nerve. The trochlear is a motor nerve. Okay, so which of the following is the 10th cranial nerve? So it is a vagus nerve, that is also called pneumogastric nerve. Its option B will be the right answer. The next question, glands responsible for secreting tears are. So here we have the first one, meibomian glands, the glands of mole and glands of Sears and lacrimal glands. Let's see, of course here the first three glands are located in the margins of eyelashes. I'm sorry, I mean eyelids. So are located in the margins of eyelids. All these meibomian glands, glands of moles, and glands of Zeiss. So first, let's say about these meibomian glands. So these meibomian glands, they produce an oily substance. So they produce an oily substance that will actually prevent evaporation of eyes tear film. So here in this picture, so what the tear film is made up of. So you can see there are three layers. So the outermost layer, so that is a lipid layer. It's an oily layer that is produced by meibomian glands, and then an aqueous layer is produced by lacrimal glands, and innermost layer, that is a mucin layer, that is produced by epithelial cells. So this is the tear film that's present on the eye. So here okay, coming to the glands of mole. Glands of mole, so these are modified sweat glands, and these modified sweat glands secrete an oily substance, so there is another name for this, or glands of moles are also called ciliary glands, and as I told, they are also present on the margins of eyelids. Okay, and so here I'm sorry, on the margins of the eyelids. Next one, coming to glands of Zeiss. Glands of Zeiss. So here these are sebaceous glands, and they produce sebum. So that's also an oily substance, oily substance. And coming to the lacrimal glands, so these lacrimal glands produce aqueous layer of tear film. They produce aqueous layer of tear film. So you can see, already I mentioned that what the tear film is made up of. Okay, so in the middle layer is made up of this made from the lacrimal glands, that is aqueous layer. And this here is the location of lacrimal glands. So there are one pair, so one for one each eye. So they are located on upper lateral region of each orbit. So this is upper lateral, right, region of each orbit in the lacrimal fossa of frontal bone. So located in the lacrimal fossa of frontal bone, right? And their ducts open into the eye, and that forms the aqueous layer. So the glands responsible for secreting tears are the tears that are produced will be the lacrimal glands. So the right option will be the lacrimal glands. Next question. Eye lenses focus light on the retina containing rod cells, which are receptors. The number of rod cells in eyes is, so here coming to number of cones. So the number of cones are far lesser than rods. So which means that the rods are more in number. So if we see, the number of rods is around 120 million, whereas number of cones are around 6 million. So they are just 6 million. So making it a ratio between cones and rods is around 1 is to 20. So with this we understand that the number of rods in the eye are around 120 million. So the option A will be the right answer. The next question, gland connected with the skin of eye. So here the first option, perineal gland. These perineal glands are located near anus, and they produce an odorous substance. So there is a actually region between the scrotum or the vagina and anus. So that region we call it perineum, and you will find the perineal glands located near the anus, and they produce odorous substance. So hence as they asked skin of eye, so this is not the part of the skin of eye. Then coming to lacrimal glands. So these lacrimal glands, so just now we have seen, so they are located in the frontal bone, so that is in the lateral regions of each orbit. So located in the upper lateral region, upper lateral region of orbits. So that's we call it a lacrimal fossa of frontal bone. So that is they are also not present in the eye, skin of eye. Then coming to Harderian glands. So these Harderian glands, we can also call them Harderian lacrimal glands. So these are rudimentary glands in humans. They are rudimentary glands in humans. It means rudimentary means no more functional. So rudimentary means they are no more functional. They are non-functional glands in human beings. The last one, the meibomian glands. Okay, so these are the glands that are located on the margins of eyelids. Okay, so answer is D, meibomian glands. And one more point, so these meibomian glands produce an oily substance. I said in the previous question. So meibomian glands, so they produce an oily substance, and the name of that oily substance is meibum. The name of that oily substance is meibum. Okay, so option D is the right answer. Next question, aqueduct of Sylvius is found between. Okay, so here we know that this aqueduct of Sylvius is also called cerebral aqueduct, and this is the one that connects ventricles. So here in brain there are four ventricles. So there are four ventricles. Okay, so the first one will be paracels, also called lateral ventricles, and their number is 2. And then we have is a third ventricle, so that's called the diaceal. So this is the third ventricle. So 1 and 2 ventricles will be paracels, right? And the third ventricle will be the diaceal. Okay, and then the fourth ventricle is myelocele. So this is the fourth ventricle. Okay, right? And this diaceal is located in diencephalon, and this myelocele, it is located in the medulla oblongata. So this is located in medulla oblongata, whereas the first two, the paracels, are present each in cerebral hemisphere. So each one, or each cerebral hemisphere has one paracel. Okay, and here connecting the 1 and 2 paracels with the third one, so the first and second ventricles are connected to third ventricle, so that is a diaceal. So two paracels are connected to diaceal, and that will be through foramen of Monroe. So through foramen of Monroe. So here in this picture you can see there are two paracels. So these are called lateral ventricles, as I mentioned. They are also called paracels or lateral ventricles. And here you can see the third ventricle. So this third ventricle is its name is the diaceal, and that is located in the diencephalon. And you can see here the fourth one, that is the myelocele, and this myelocele is located in the medulla oblongata. So third one is diaceal. And here we can see the two paraseals and the third ventricle are connected by an interventricular foramen they have mentioned. So actually it is the foramen of Monroe that connects two paraseals with the third ventricle, and the third ventricle is connected to the uh, fourth one with the help of this cerebral aqueduct, which is also called the aqueduct of Sylvius. So here let's see, the aqueduct of Sylvius is found between lateral ventricles. Okay, no. Then coming to here, and octocele. So this octocele is found in optic lobes, found in optic lobes of frog. Okay, then the third ventricle, no, so answer this is also optocele is not right. So the aqueduct of Sylvius, you can see here, it is present between the third ventricle, so the third ventricle and the fourth ventricle, the aqueduct, that is cerebral aqueduct. So the right answer in this case is third and fourth ventricle, that is D option. Next question, phonoreceptors occur in. So here phonoreceptors are the one that receive sounds, and these phonoreceptors are located in cochlea. So they are located in cochlea, and cochlea is part of internal ear. So phonoreceptors, they receive sound stimuli and they are located in cochlea, which is a part of internal ear. So the phonoreceptors occur in, not in the skin nor in the middle ear. The middle ear, which consists of mainly uh, okay, ear ossicles. It consists of ear ossicles. So three tiny bones we have, the malleus, incus, and stapes. And tympanum is also called the eardrum. So this is the one that receives sound vibrations first, right? And this is also not the one that will have for phonoreceptors. So the phonoreceptors are present in the internal ear. So that is option D is the right answer. Next question, Jacobson's organ is related to. So here the Jacobson's organ is also called vomeronasal organ, and this vomeronasal organ is present in amphibians, reptiles, and mammals. So here the Jacobson's organs are related to sense of smell. So that is uh, this one, it helps in detecting sense of smell. So here I'm showing you uh, in case of a reptile like snakes. So all the snakes, they move the tongue to pick up the scent molecules from the air, and then they take in, and then they touch with the Jacobson organ, which is present on the roof of the mouth. And you can see in this case, this is the Jacobson organ, and the Jacobson organ is directly connected to the olfactory lobes of brain. So this is olfactory lobe. Okay, right? And it senses the smell, okay, with the help of these Jacobson organ. So this is a organ that detects the sense of smell, not taste or touch or sight. So the right answer is A, smell. The next question, helicotrema is the communicating link between. So here in the picture you can see uh, it's helicotrema is a location which is present at the tip of the cochlea. So here this is the tip of, or I say the apex of cochlea. So we'll take apex of cochlea, and this is the base of cochlea. And you can see this is the scala vestibuli. So the scala vestibuli ends with the oval window to which you can see stapes is connected, okay. And then the scala tympani is the one that opens with the round window, and here you can see this is a eustachian tube. So it is eustachian tube that connects with the buccal cavity and helps to equalize pressure on either side of a tympanic membrane. So this is tympanic membrane, okay. And you can see at the apex of the cochlea we see the scala vestibuli and scala tympani meet. So here the scala vestibuli and scala tympani connects to each other at the apex of cochlea, and that location we call it helicotrema, right? And here the base of cochlea, it receives high frequencies. So base of cochlea, so this receives high frequency, whereas the apex of cochlea, so it receives low frequency. So the medium frequencies will be received in between. So the in between the region will receive medium frequencies. So the base of the cochlea will receive high frequency. So this is the base of cochlea, and this receives high frequency, and here it receives low frequency, and here this region will receive the medium frequencies, okay. And so the helicotrema is the communicating link between, right, so sacculus and cochlea. No, sacculus is a part of a vestibule and cochlea is different. And coming to tympanic and vestibular canals, yes, so I told you that it connects the scala vest, okay, vestibule, so that is the vestibular canal, and then scala tympanic, right. So then C option, vestibular and median canals, that is scala media and scala vestibular vestibule. So they are not okay, so this is not an option, this is also not. And we know this saccule and utricle are part of vestibule, and this saccule will help in, okay, receiving a vertical movement. So it receives a vertical movement, whereas a utricle, it receives in perceiving the horizontal movement, so which we have seen in our previous sessions, okay. So the right option will be the B option.
The next question, vibrations of tympanic membrane are amplified approximately how many times in the oval window? So here when we see the surface area of tympanic membrane. So the surface, so this is tympanic membrane, and the surface area of tympanic membrane is 55 square millimeters. And coming to the surface area of stapes, so this is stapes. The surface area of stapes is 3.2 square millimeters, and such an arrangement results in amplification of sound waves around 15 to 20 times. So it helps in amplification of sound waves around 15 to 20 times. Now let's see, out of the options, the nearest one value is a B option. So hence the B option is the right option. The next question, direction of light striking the retina will be. So here in the picture you can see this is the direction of light. So here the light first falls on these sensory nerves that arise from the ganglionic cells. So these are sensory nerves, and then you can see the next layer is ganglionic cell layer. So from this point to this, so we have ganglionic cells from which the sensory nerves arise, and all together they result in the formation of a optic nerve. Then the next layer, the red color, you can see the bipolar cell layer, and the bipolar cell layer will be in contact with the photoreceptors, that will be rods and cones embedded in the pigmented epithelium. So this is the direction of passing the light. So here let's see the options. Photosensory cells, so first it is not the photosensory cell, so hence that is not a right option. Then sensory nerves, and then bipolar neurons, yes, no. So sensory cells, next it will be ganglionic cells, so hence, so this option is also not right option. The next sensory nerves, okay, yes, the next is the next stage after that is ganglionic cells. Okay, so yes, ganglionic cells, and then next layer will be the bipolar cell layer, and then next to photosensory cells. So yes, this is a right one. Last one, photosensory, this is, so it starts with the sensory cells, the next will be the ganglionic cell layer. So the right option in this case is C option. So sensory nerves to ganglionic cells, and then to bipolar neurons, and from the bipolar neurons to lastly the photoreceptor cells. The next question, this sensory structure responds to pressure change. So here, out of all these, the Meissner's corpuscle, Paxinian corpuscle, end of cross organ of Ruffini. So all these are mechanoreceptors, are mechanoreceptors. So here first let's see this Meissner's corpuscles. So this one is a receptor, so which are actually nerve endings. So this is a the Meissner's corpuscle is nothing but nerve endings in skin, and this one helps in detecting light touch. Then coming to the Paxinian corpuscles, so these are also nerve endings in skin, and this one is sensitive to vibrations and pressures. And the next one, uh, the end bulb of cross. So this is also called bulboid corpuscle. So this is a cutaneous receptor, so that is also present in skin. So cutaneous receptor, cutaneous, which means skin, and this one will help in detecting temperature. So that is it is sensitive to temperatures. The next one, organ of Ruffini. So this one is also called bulbous or Ruffini corpuscle. So this is located deep in skin, and this helps in detecting heat. So here, out of the options, the sensory structure that responds to pressure. So here the receptors that respond to pressure are called baroreceptors. Baroreceptors are receptors, okay, sensitive to pressure, and is a type under mechanoreceptor. Okay, so the first one, Meissner's corpuscle, so this one to the touch. Then Paxinian corpuscle is sensitive to vibrations and pressure. Okay, so the B option will be the right option. So end bulb of cross, it is sensitive to temperature, no, and organ of Ruffini is sensitive to heat. So the option B is right. With this, I will end today's session. We will see in tomorrow's session some more questions from level 2 and then level 3.